Robb's Banks back. Sorry for the short break. Had to make a run to the store and let the phone charge because it was down to like 9%. So got her back on charge here. Got my dips. Quick like. And back for a little bit of a chat. Um, Thought right now I would go into just a little bit of Washington and the proceeding out from there, heading down here. So just kind of, again, just testing really for the podcast, seeing what kind of viewership we're going to get and see, where people are at. As I also said, the metal detecting thing, I took a look at some old Civil War maps. It looks like we're not very far away from some old Civil War trails here where I'm at in Georgia. And I might be able to get into some metal detecting, see what I might be able to find. Maybe take a hunt. It's pretty good to hunt the W's in the banks and such, so maybe I'll be good at hunting areas to search with a metal detector. We'll see. I definitely found some good facts about Georgia. There's a lot of good places to see here. Would like to visit them if I get the chance before I have to leave here. But I'll be back because my brother will be here and my nephews will be here. Couldn't find the Visine, so my eye here might be a little bit low. I got a little bit of an allergy to the cedars in the area and the Australian pines, I believe. Not a lot of Australian pines here, but there are some for sure. And usually after it rains, they'll pollen out, and I'll get a little bit of it. So had one right outside the window in Washington. Was not great. My eyes are burning out. It was kind of terrible. My head was like swollen. Never really dealt with allergies like that before. So, anyways, so we're gonna go to the Washington deal. So while I was living in Texas, we hit COVID like a brick wall. Hit the food truck. STE fever. W Bears. Yeah, Dub Bears. Bears lost. Yeah, doesn't matter. I mean, we weren't expected to go that far, but we beat Green Bay and we got that monkey off our back. So, I mean, I'd say it was a successful season. We found out a lot about Caleb. We now know who he is. We know he's got the capability and the probability to be everything that we expected he would be. So we haven't had that in quite a while. So really happy with that, and we'll go from there. I mean, we might lose DJ. Apparently, after further review, he stopped running the route. I mean, that's kind of just what happened there. He was just kind of trotting out there, and he didn't really give his 100%, according to what I saw on the All 22. Can't really deny that fact, and that cost us the game because he was the trusted receiver to throw to, and he wasn't there. So can't really put it on Caleb. I mean, you can a little bit. I mean, there's definitely some things that we could have done better. Offense could have been better. The play calling could have been better. We could have kicked some field goals. Maybe not have been in that position, but that's just not the New Bears. The New Bears are going to be going for the win all the time, always. The one thing I don't understand is if you go that far, you forget those many field goals, 2 field goals, you leave them on the table, and then you don't go for 2 points to win the game. I mean, at that point, you might as well just threw it on the table. threw it on the floor. Put it all on black, put it all on red, whatever you're gonna put it on. Could have done that there, based on the fact that you already threw away 2 field goals and win or lose. I mean, maybe now they can't completely blame Ben, but at the same time, Ben is not a bad coach. I mean, he's got a huge playbook. More versatile than any of the playbooks that I believe that our team's ever seen. So, I don't know who Mr. Comics team is, but I mean, even if it is the Rams, if I was Stafford, I'm probably retiring this year if I make the Super Bowl and win. That's just me. Stafford's always been a good quarterback. We played him my whole life, so I knew he was a good quarterback to begin with. And Sean McVay is a great coach. At the same time, he's been doing this for a while. He knows his team. They know his book. I mean, that's kind of neither here nor there. But either way, it was a successful season. We won our division. We made it to the playoffs. We put Green Bay to rest. Win, win, win. I'm happy. First time that I really have seen a Bears loss in the playoffs that I could say I was okay with, Wasn't expecting to win, but would have been great. Didn't go there. Anyways, back to the Washington move and where I was going with this short live. I was in Texas 3 years. The coin thing was slowing down because the W program ended. I kind of based my channel on the W quarters, and that was a real small niche. And I did move into auctions and such, but it just got to a point where I couldn't maintain all of it and do all the things that I was doing, opening a restaurant, and then COVID hit, etc., etc., etc. I was hoping to continue it on into Washington. Unfortunately, can't really get coins out there. I didn't really know that. I could get pennies all day, but that wasn't really my thing. So, Nerd Analyst, what's up, bro? Good to see you. Been a while. Oh, my throat's a little messed up. I got some allergies going on. My eyes a little low on this Australian pines. Yeah, I'm not doing the best. I basically been sleeping the last couple days, just recovering from the 4 days almost that I was up straight, taking care of my mom. I'm living down here in Georgia, being her full-time caretaker, and helping her out so she doesn't have to go to a nursing home alone. And yeah, the time is short, so had to do what I could do for mom and get down here and take care of business. Yes, it has, nerd. I am already planning my return to the great state of Texas. I already talked to my former boss, and we have a little bit of an understanding as far as I'm going to go there, resume operations on the food truck with the intent of buying it from him and moving along on my own. Not sure how that exactly is going to go, but we'll make sure we have a contract or something in place when I do it. The only thing I didn't do while I was there was book the events, but I can take that on in addition to operating it, I feel like, without too much of a problem. And if I do it that way, then I kind of can write my own schedule, can make my own hours, and make time for myself and my endeavors elsewhere other than work. So that's kind of where I'm going to go with that. It's hard to tell. I thought it would be the Bills. I feel real bad for Josh Allen, honestly. I mean, he's a great quarterback, and he's just had a bad team. And that's just, I mean, I thought this would be his year because he didn't have to beat the Chiefs. But it didn't happen. It didn't go his way. The Broncos, now they're down Knicks. I don't know. It's going to be whoever wins the NFC. I think it's going to be an NFC 1 Super Bowl. So whoever makes it in from the NFC, I'm giving them the shot. The Seahawks, I don't really think they're for real. I mean, they have the players. I don't think they have the full, all three phases of the team. However, I mean, the scoreboard doesn't lie, so give them their flowers if they go, for sure. And I'm glad they didn't have to take us down to do it. Especially because I just left there, and now I'm back, so that would have been comical, and we may have lost to them as well. Who knows? So I would say my money would be on the Rams. It was on the Niners, honestly, but the Niners just had a good run too, and then they fell off as well. Bears had a good run, and they were one play short. I mean, that's why I still have all hope in the Bears moving forward, because we were only one play short in a couple of games, So I'd put my money on the Rams if I had to. If I had to. But if the Seahawks beat them, then my money goes there. I think Stafford's going for one more, and then I think he'll be done after that. Because I saw the look in his eyes on that sideline when Caleb made that desperate run back and huck 'em, chuck 'em to the end zone to Cole Kmet. I saw the look on Stafford's eyes like his career was over. So I'm thinking that Stafford knows that this is his last shot. So I hope he gets it. Hope he goes and gets it. Hope he takes it down and takes the trophy. Of course, Vrabel is a distant relative of mine, and of course I would love to see him do it with the Patriots, but I really can't like the Patriots. It's never been my team. I liked Vrabel when he played for the Patriots, but again, Patriots never been my team. So, but if I had it, the AFC team, I think, is going to be the Patriots. It'll be the Patriots versus the Seahawks, or the Patriots versus the Rams. I think the Rams and Seahawks are a 50-50. But the Rams did beat the Seahawks, so maybe it's more like a 60-40. That would be my best guess. But I'm not a football analyst. I only analyze my own team because that's the team that I watch. And I'll watch all the games. I did win my fantasy trophy this year. So I'm on my fantasy league. Had little to do with the Bears, maybe one or two games, but not in the playoffs. I mean, Caleb did hold up and hold true for me for the playoffs. I couldn't not start him. I couldn't start Love over Williams in the first round of my playoffs, so I had to start Williams. And I won and moved on to the next round. And I started him again. And I won in the second round and won the championship. But I was so far ahead it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Yeah, I really did think the Niners were going to be the team to beat this year, based on the fact that Brock Purdy came back on. But, see, that's the thing. That's the thing that I love about Caleb Williams, is that he is one of very few, maybe 3 quarterbacks in the league that do not get shook. Those quarterbacks do not get shook. Caleb Williams, can't shake him. He can throw 3 interceptions, come back out and throw 3 touchdowns. Josh Allen does the same thing. The only other person close is like Herbert, maybe. And, some of these guys that have been in the league. Sorry for yawning. A couple of these other quarterbacks have been in the league for a while, but they really never did well, so they're like running on pure hope. So, but yeah, if you can be shook, it will bite you, for sure. I've seen it in this league for years. Anyways, so, move out to Washington. I was in Texas. I was single 3 years after my girlfriend cheated on me, and I decided that I didn't want to bring any more women around my daughter at that time, and I remained single the entire time I was in Texas doing YouTube. I dated once at the very beginning, went on another date, all within the first year, and then I decided to just stay single and just focus on my kid, my YouTube, and my job, and that's what I did. My daughter's mother had an opportunity to move out to Seattle and get our daughter's college paid for. So I thought that would be a pretty good idea. That would have saved me quite a bit of money. I don't even want to put a number on it right now because who knows how much it'll cost in in 6 more years. She's 11 now, so huge. She's almost as tall as me. And she's doing well. She's riding horses. She wants to lease a horse. She's got the whole thing going on. She's playing basketball. She's got a good life up there in Washington. So, it felt like she was in a good place, especially when my mom needed me. So I had to move back. But when I moved out there, my daughter's mother's neighbor, she introduced me to her after I'd been single for 3 years, and, hey, I happened to get COVID, and we got quarantined, so things kind of fell in line, and I wanted to be close to my kids, so, I moved out there. Moved out of Texas, but it was a lot more expensive than I thought. I got actually like an $8,000 raise annually over what I was making in Texas, not really including the tips though. So there was that, and the cost of living out there was ridiculous. I couldn't keep up with it. I had the money to get my own food truck when I moved out there. It didn't line up because they said you had that one location, et cetera, et cetera. I'm like, yeah, that is not where I wanted to be, on a food truck. I want to be mobile. I want to be able to move around, make my own business, do my own thing. So I didn't, and over the course of 3 years, I spent everything I had. I lost everything that I didn't have, and I was not in a great place, and my mom needed me, so it was pretty obvious that this was going to be the plan. I expected this plan to be like a 3-year plan. Looks like it's going to be much less than that, unfortunately. Terribly. However, I also have to be the responsible one, and I have to be the one to take care of it. So that's where I'm at now. And when that ends, I fully plan on moving back to Texas, taking over the food truck, and I'm going to continue a podcast, videos, lots of other things on the channel. Definitely get it going again, but goodness gracious, I cannot quit yawning. I'd spent like 4 days awake, sitting by my mom's bed, maybe 5. I don't know. I think I slept like 3 hours a night, an hour at a time max. A lot of work. Anyways, now I'm certified CPR. I'm her certified caregiver, so, just add a few more things on the belt that I didn't know before. Now I know. And, yeah. So, when this job ends, then I'll have to have somewhere to go. And I have a plan. So, I don't think it's going to take much more than... I hope for more, but I mean, within a year, I think that this task will be finished, and it's gonna take a toll on me. However, the more I can keep myself moving forward, the better it'll be for me. So, alrighty, buddy. Outdoor Kid '07. Thanks for stopping by. Just doing a little update chat, just keep everybody informed on where I'm going, what I'm doing. I am in the midst of, the particulars on the first podcast, and getting going from there, kind of doing a little bit of testing and, just making sure that I can maintain and handle the conversations that we always had. I mean, shoot, we used to go 8.5 hours on live streams, so I have no doubt that I can do a hour and a half podcast every week. Especially if they're not all about me. I mean, mine will be like multiples over years, of the podcast. It'll be like a backup plan, I'm going to have somebody interview me, and you guys will get to learn a little bit more. I've talked about a lot of this stuff, just not in detail, of things that I've dealt with, lived through, worked through, a lot of the things that I've been enlightened by, et cetera, et cetera. And, while still maintaining and doing what I do, always been the blue collar bank robber, for sure. Was never, didn't have money walking into it, didn't have money walking out of it. I mean, I had a little bit, but it didn't last. It is what it is. It was never about money. I was one of the most fair people on YouTube, as you guys know. I did have some unfortunate things happen to me due to some of my own actions. However, whatever is out there, whatever is will be corrected, for sure. So, but it takes time. I mean, I'm just getting back going here again. It was kind of hard to jump back on here and go face to face with you guys, and meet you guys with some of the things that I kind of let happen, unfortunately, because I put myself in the wrong situations, chasing the wrong things, and but it's not that bad. It's not a big deal. I'll definitely make it right. There's two sides to every story, so I'll fix the side of the story that's not known, and we'll talk about it eventually on a podcast, and you guys will get an exact understanding of how that went down. However, I plan on working on making things right long before then. So, anyway, so then moving out to Washington after lots of mistakes and trying to hang out as long as I did to be near my daughter. Then, thankfully, my calling came, and I had to come here and take care of my mom. That got me out of there. That place is something else. It's evil. It's different. It certainly ain't Texas, and it certainly ain't Florida, and it certainly ain't Georgia. That's for sure. So, but one thing I definitely do want y'all to know, I'm gonna post a link. Have a friend in Texas. Her daughter's trying to work her way through high school, going into college, Brooklyn, and she doing a popcorn fundraiser. So I'm gonna put the link in the bio of the video once it absolutely uploads, if it does, or once it finally uploads, or put it as a pinned comment in the chat if you guys want to support. Take a look. Pretty good flavor popcorn out of Texas. It was one of my favorite things there. I've supported her in the past. Last time she did it, I guess it was like 4 years ago. But it's good stuff. They ship it directly to you, so you buy from them. They ship it to you. She gets credit for it. Easy peasy, right? So we'll go from there. But then I've been here for 7 months, but I've been here with no income, no way to really get things rolling. I've been pretty busy learning how to be my mother's caretaker, training, CPR training, certifications. Also, before I left, I was in a bus accident and it messed up my neck. That's why you see me sitting in a chair right now that I'm sitting in. I've got a herniated disc in my neck, all but two from the bus accident because I was holding on to there's a rail. I was holding on to the bus hit, and I was like, crack, when it hit rear end of the truck. So, working on getting the medical thing taken care of. They want to put an injection in. I don't know how that's going to go. Tried putting them in my back. Didn't work for my back, but I'm going to give it a shot. We'll see. Hopefully it works for my neck. I don't want to be walking around feeling like somebody's carrying me by my neck, but do what I got to do and try to move forward with it. I'm sure that everything will pop out and work out when it needs to. I have faith. That's one thing for sure. Never lost faith. So. Only got a couple people in here. I know you guys will end up watching this a little bit later, so just want to give you guys a little bit of, just the beginnings of, the journey from Texas to Washington. Got a lot of pictures. I kind of figured out that my car almost drove itself on the way out there, and then as I became the passenger, I took a lot of pictures as I was going through the flatlands on my way up. Yeah, it was really nice. It's really nice up there in the summertime, wintertime, springtime, fall time. Not so much, but summertime, it's amazing. Air is cleaner. It was a good place to go for a minute. I was tired of the heat. I lived in the heat my whole life. Grew up in Florida, moved to Texas. And then finally went to Washington. So it was time for a break from the heat, but the cold, I'm not really suited for the cold. Even though I was born in Chicago, I can handle it, but I'm not really suited for it. Don't really enjoy it. My theory has always been the opposite of that, where you could always put on more clothes to stay warm, but not take enough clothes off to stay cool. However, that theory has changed a little bit. I can be just as cool and shivering and cold as I can be hot and sweltering and warm. So at least in the warmth, I can still fish, right? Close enough to Florida where I can still sneak down to the hometown, see a few of my friends, go fishing, get out before it's too late. My hometown has a way of sucking me back in like a black hole, so I try to steer clear of there. I don't go in without a safety rope. That's for sure. I did have a couple of dollar scratch off tickets that were free tickets. You got me a $2 scratch off ticket. So I'm gonna scratch those. See what we might get. While I hang around for a minute. Let's see. I don't know how I can do this. I'm not used to doing this. I guess I'm gonna have to unplug, but I got enough battery to unplug. And I found a steel Wheatie in the change machine bin here. So, got my lucky penny. I've been finding a lot of lucky pennies. I'm hoping that this string of bad luck is over. And I can move forward from here. Well, I know I'll move forward from here regardless, but I'm hoping that the string of bad luck's been over. It's been like a huge dump on my head. For about the last 2 or 3 years now. Not all bad, but mostly bad. And not all me, but some me. Let's see. No duplicate numbers on the first one. I got one more to scratch. We'll see. Maybe. Playing the Georgia lottery. No double numbers. Let's see what the winning numbers are. Number 12. That is one of my lucky roulette numbers. I did learn how to play roulette in Washington. That was kind of fun. And 27. Alright, no dice on that one. Let's see if there's anything on the second. I don't buy much for scratch offs. Every now and again I'll pick up $1 or $2 or $5 and see if I can't pay for my trip to the store. Maybe I can win something to buy some popcorn for Brooklyn. 10. Come on, winner. Give me X. There's a 7 again. 7's not my lucky number. I'm actually more 8 and 4s. Get an 8. 5. We'll see if there's any matching. And 13. That is one of my lucky numbers. I don't know why. It's an unlucky number, but it's been a lucky number for me. But it was free tickets, so I figured, hey, why not? Give it a shot. And first winning number is 23. Nope. Come on, Joker. And nope. Alright, 2 losers. No big deal, it was free. Just a couple $1 tickets I picked up over the course of a few weeks. Like I said, usually when I go to the store, I'll buy $1 or $2 or $2 tickets and If I pop, then it'll pay for my store visit, maybe alleviate it. If not, it's only $1, $2, no big deal. All right. Anyways, just wanted to give you guys an update. We're gonna get back. I'm gonna get going on the recording of the first podcast. You guys won't see any of that until I actually upload it, and you may not have a video for it. It may just be a voice. I want to upload it to Spotify first so that I can establish the podcast name, and then I will come back to YouTube and promote it. So the views have come through across a few days. I know you guys are busy and you guys haven't seen me around for a while, but the response has been ensuring that I still got my community behind me, and we'll get things taken care of, get things going in the right direction here. I am really taxed right now. I've got a lot of things going on here at home, but I kind of need this to jump out, vent, talk, let things roll, and stay focused while taking care of the business at hand. So I'm gonna stick with that for now, and I'm gonna see you guys shortly. Well, I might not see you guys might not see me, but you're gonna hear me shortly. How about that? And until then, hope you guys are doing well. Be careful with the storm coming down. It's going to be a bummer for a lot of people. So stay well, stay warm. Happy hunting.